Hi everyone, welcome again to another episode on Benny's Hub. It's your girl Benny, and I'm back again. This time around, it's a very simple topic that might seem like we all understand it, but I know many of us who have online stores are struggling with this aspect too. This is the year 2020, and as we all know, the world has thrown us in a different direction totally. It has caused us to think generally about how life can change like this in a minute, and we find ourselves in a situation where we have to think of new ways of doing things. So prior to now, the lockdown worldwide and the pandemic, most businesses just pretty much had to set up their stores, put up their stores, select correct product, and you know set up ads online, and then voila, it works like that. But unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. Why? So everyone selling online or who has a store business online did not have as much competition before as they do now. So what am I saying? In essence, everybody's business is now online. Companies that probably traded or serviced from a physical space have now seen the importance of having an online platform as well. So they are all online with everyone who was already online. So you can imagine what's going on. Instagram has become this really crazy competitive marketplace, and then YouTube, there's like millions of content produced every minute, people trying to market their product, prospecting, sales. So where does that get us in all of this? The bottom line of this all is we have to change our approach. So you have to become more aggressive, more proactive, more forward thinking in your prospecting, or else people wouldn't just come and meet you. It doesn't work like that anymore. So you have to find a way to reach out to them, right? So many people think it's weird, but you have to actually now be the one reaching out to people, because this your market is seeing like 100 of you, right? They're probably struggling with choice. They're struggling with excess, too much of your product in their face, your kind of product. They're struggling with trying to make a choice. They are probably struggling with time as well, because everyone is at home trying to balance everything from within their home. So how do you stand out in such a situation? You have to get proactive. You have to use your social media platforms to kind of push your products and push your services in everybody's faces. You have to direct message. You have to communicate and network aggressively with people on Facebook groups and forums. You can join watch rooms. Try your best to be very proactive, because prospecting right now has taken a whole different dimension. It's not going to wait for you. People aren't just going to flock to you because you have some kind of special superpowers or something. It doesn't quite work out that way, and it will make us better entrepreneurs in the long run, but we have to learn how to be proactive. So when everything gets back to normal, and say you're in a normal space, right, you already know how to put yourself out there as opposed to waiting for people to come to you. Let me give you an instance now. Say you and someone go for a party, and you're checking each other out. The guy looks at you, you're looking at him, and both of you are just looking, right? Now, on normal circumstances, he'll probably walk up to you, talk to you, ask you for your number, your name, try to get in your good books. But now we're in an abnormal circumstance, which is the pandemic. So now you have a situation where, say for the guy now, you have many guys gunning for the attention of the same girl. So if you just sit down and nod and do the regular stuff, you're probably gonna get snubbed. And if you walk up to her with the regular lines like everyone else has been telling her, because she's like the only person in the place, you're gonna get snubbed. So what do? You have to devise a means to stand out. You have to be proactive. You have to do better than everyone in the space. You have to, you might not be the best literally, but you have to think about a way that your product will be remembered with so much competition. And I know it looks like an impossible task because we all are struggling. It's this is an aspect everyone who has an Amazon store or a Shopify store is dealing with at the moment. Nobody's exempted. And even though customers are all online placing orders now, it still doesn't make a difference. The competition is outrageous. People have turned to e-commerce now because many people lost their jobs. So people have turned to e-commerce now to make a living. So there's so many people out there. So you have to find a way to prospect proactively. Set up meetings with people on Zoom. Try to speak with people regularly, every day, more often. When you meet new people online, treat them as if you met them physically. So I know there was a time when we were scared about, oh, you can't just be talking to anybody online because of safety issues and cyber problems, but there are also many closed groups for networking purposes where you can really raise a lot of prospects. And for those of you also in network marketing, this applies to you. So you have to prospect more aggressively. We can go out now, yes, because the world is opening up, but it's still not the same. You have to find a way to do things differently now while still keeping your distance and playing your part in avoiding this spread. So when you're making sales, always remember that now you're in a situation where you have to also retain your prospects. So you're not looking to make one-off sales, right? If you have a store, you want to keep selling. You don't just want to get new prospects. You want to keep your clients coming back. So make sure you get their information, first name, last name, email address, contact number. Many people don't like to give out their personal number, so an email address is just fine. Use this season to build your email list. So even if you don't get direct subscriptions from your store, while prospecting, you get people's information and you build an email list and start sending out emails. Send out emails to people. Send out emails to people, in different ways. Always remind them about your products. Send out a word of motivation sometimes, not every time. Money. Give your customers incentives. So they love free stuff, they love discounts, and they love appreciation. So someone has patronized you a whole lot. What are you giving the person, or what are you offering the person? Are you going to acknowledge the person as a gold customer, or someone who has spent a lot of money with you? How do you appreciate the person? You have to give the person something. So you have to offer more than just your product. You have to make them feel you, get sentimental with you. So going somewhere else to buy would be harder. It would be harder for them to just leave you and turn to someone else, because you're able to connect with them. So in essence, you're not just selling, oh, come and buy. Well, if you're looking for one-off sales, that's the approach you take. But we're living in a world, as I said, the competition now is crazy. So you have to find a way to not just get new prospects, but also retain your older clients or customers. You cannot write that off. It's so important, and it's essential that you do this for the sake of your business. Meaning we have to be on our phones some more, we have to be on our computers some more. So if you are like me that has a family, a very big family, and you have to balance it all out, you have to then at this point maybe sacrifice some hours of sleep. Like this particular video I'm doing before my soldiers wake up, so I know that, okay, I'm able to get the word out there, I'm able to do one or two things before they get up. That is the life of a mother. You cannot rule that out. So you have to find a way. It will cost you some more money, it will cost you some sacrifice. If you can afford it, join some groups with premium memberships and network. Even if you don't retain the subscription, at least for the time being, You can be on those groups and prospect and prospect and prospect as much as you can. Grow your network. For those of you in the e-commerce space, same applies. For those of you with network marketing, same thing applies. Even with your regular businesses, your service business, you know, you have to prospect much more aggressively. And this pandemic has also taught us that the world can actually go completely digital. The world has the tendency to do that too, so that we're not caught unawares. This is like an eye-opener. We know one day we're probably going to get up and robots will be doing everything, and everything will be on computers, and all our means of communication, physical means of communication, might be totally erased, and it might take you like a year or two before you see your friend, because everything now is digital. So watch it, it's coming. If it doesn't happen for us, it might happen for our children or our grandchildren, but either way, we're reminded that the world can become a completely digital space in such a short time, and it's gonna happen, and there's not much we can do about it but to prepare. Always prepare, always make sure you're ready. Readiness is the key. You might think that this is an outrageous thing to do, but yes, a lot of businesses that thought operating physically was all of it were really hit hard. Many of them have had to rely on government support, have had to rely on other means. You know, a lot of them didn't even have maybe a Facebook page or online presence somehow, like a website or a store, you know, to have people at least order your service through. You know, you are not there physically to process anything. You don't have to be there physically to process any payments. You want paying customers, and your paying customers don't have to be physically in your face. So companies have decided to prepare for such contingencies, and I advise all of us to do the same. Small businesses, you know, even with philanthropists, you have to find a way to digitalize your philanthropy. Make use of social media, try and be more proactive, network as much as you can. There are different platforms now. You have your YouTube, you have your Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitter. Although Twitter seems like a savage ground for people to just come at each other, but yes, you can still leverage Twitter. You have Pinterest. You have a way to put out a podcast here or there, maybe on Google Podcasts. You know, put your word out there. The more you put yourself out there, the more people would appreciate what you do and begin to sensitize themselves with your brand. So that's my little, well, I won't call it little because it's very important. That's my nugget for today. Prospecting and sales more aggressively, more proactively. Make sure that you do that. Implement this strategy towards your business, or your sales are gonna decline. Anyways, thank you for joining me again. I appreciate that you watched this video. Please kindly subscribe and hit the like button, and look out for previous videos and more videos coming up. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe, because we all need to learn, right? So this is just one platform we can learn through. Thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.